the minority in Parliament are calling for a bipartisan probe into the 240 million US dollars that have been spent on the just ended games. Now they're they're saying that drawing comparisons with previous hosts of the event, 46 million euros was spent by Morocco. Congo also spent 60 million US dollars. Okay, so the question is, why 240 million dollars? And this is by the minority in Parliament. And I don't know if you want to make a comment on that.
Yeah, if you look at where we are as a country now, regards to our economy, 240 million. And even we can't pay our volunteers. When we look at the shabby work that went into some of these organizations, some of these pitches and all that, I remember South Africa decided not to play the hockey because it wasn't in the best shape. Some have to travel to Cape Coast, a field or a stadium that's already built. Accra Sports Stadium is already there. Other places that these things were played. So what really, the question I asked yesterday was, Sikano Wahi, what did the money go into? We remember our cyclists complaining they didn't get. A lot of things went bad. Things were not planned properly. Facilities were not provided even for our athletes as Ghanaians. And so what was the money used for? Look at the economy. Look at where we are in this country. That's this Nana Baumia are telling us that we are bankrupt in this country, and we can't spend this money on this game, and we don't even know where the money is gone to because people are even complaining. It's a shame. It doesn't speak well of the. Honestly, sometimes when you want to talk soberly on this issue, it's not working. It doesn't work because we are suffering. Oh, I've always said that most Ghanaians are living on 010.
Which is what?
You don't eat in the morning, late afternoon. If you are fortunate, now even gobe, if you don't have 15 cedis, you can't eat gobe in this country. Add more gari to it. Look, the last time I saw a guy working, I went to a fitting shop. And when I saw I wanted to take picture, but I said it wouldn't be fair to the guy. He's soaked gari. You know how we do it with cold water. Aside the gobe and the gari he's bought. And when he takes the gobe, he will come here. And I'm like, wow. And you see, I tried to chat with him. And he's like, this one will sustain me till like 5 in the evening. If I get something, fine. If I don't,
concrete in his stomach.
If I don't get it, means that I should continue the following morning. The economy is bad. So why can't we do things? Must we always make sure that any money we are spending on national facilities, national assignments and all that, and some ends in our pocket? Or we find out because...
But it's a culture that we've developed. It's a culture that we've developed all across. It's not even just in politics. Everywhere, whatever it is, somebody wants to cream off some amount of money. And
it's bad.
And pocket it, you know.
It's getting, because if, I always say that anything that will spoil, or any fish, it's not me, but the fish starts from the head when it wants to spoil. So if we, the politicians or people in government, they should be responsible. But in this part of our world, we don't want to be accountable for anything, but we are ready and quick to make sure that money enters our pockets anyway, anyhow. Whether it affects my neighbor, the next person, or the national game, we don't care. We are not bothered. So I really thank the minority for this. Honestly, they should give us an accountability on that money, because most of the facilities were laid down already. It was built already. Most of the issues that people raised up were not taken care of, especially our athletes. If we couldn't even do that, I hear some of them were even conveyed from their houses or from where they were in the back of trucks, not even proper transportation. We
had some of that at the very beginning.
So what was the money used for? Who was in charge of that money? What did they should come? Let us know. Look, we have to set examples. We have to make sure that this government especially do not take us for granted anymore. This is an economy that has gone so bad. Ghanaians are suffering. We are in deep mess when it comes to our economy, and we don't care. The next moment we want to make some more money, we want to make some cash, and this one's, it doesn't even go to make sure that other people are comfortable, but to make sure that I am comfortable, my family is comfortable, that laptop is service to all.
Okay.
And we suffer for it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, a big thanks to the minority. We support them and we'll make sure that they don't leave it here.
All right.
They will continue with this till we get to the bottom of this.
I'll hear from Lily shortly. All right, welcome back. It's still the news review segment here on Breakfast Daily, and I will be having some conversations about the 13th African Games. I have my guests are Lily Appiah, who is with the NPP, and Awoke Kelly, who is with the NDC. Now, before we went for the break, Lily was going to make some comments on the whole issue of the minority demanding a bipartisan probe into the $240 million expenditure on the games. Lily?
Yeah, David.
Yes.
Right. Minority. I would like to find out. So were they in the house when the minister gave the breakdown of the spending of the $240 million?
What was the breakdown?
Right, we'll come there. Just as far as the AFCON, La Cote d'Ivoire spent about $1 million for one discipline.
Okay.
Right. And Ghana...
1 million?
$1 billion.
Okay.
Yeah, for one discipline. And Ghana is treating, or we treated 29 disciplines, if I stand to be corrected.
Yes, 29
with this
disciplines, that's correct.
amount, $240 million. Now, there were some explanations to the spending. Now, we have the Baltimore Sports Complex. We have the aquatic, under it or within, we have the aquatic center with 10 lanes, of which we don't have it. But because of this African Games, we have this complex built. Then we have this 10 lane. Again, competition pool and 10 lane warm-ups, 5 tennis courts, multi-purpose dome for indoor games, hall for indoor games, administrative blocks, 8 lane warm-ups, running tracks, football pitch. This for Baltimore. Then move on to University of Ghana. Of course, there were some 8 lane running tracks made, 8 lane warm-ups track, Athletic Oval, Media Center, VVIP Lodge, offices. These are monies that were allocated for the construction of these infrastructure or facilities. Again, we have the Games Village. Government spends money there. And fortunately, Parliament approved of these funds. So whatever allocation that was made to these facilities are open and very clear to them. And if you don't understand anything, you call for the sports minister to explain to you, or possibly the LOC. Aside all these expenses, of which we have another allocation, where we have about 13,000 participants, 5,000 athletes, 3,000 technical officials, 3,000 volunteers, 2,000 guests from about 55 African countries. They are all coming in. They were in the country. They were being cared for. I listened to some media and broadcasters from other nationals, and that they were so happy about the reception we gave them. She said she never missed the 3 square meal.
I saw that video.
Yes, right. So meaning that, and even Moroccans were also praising, they were so happy about the country coming to Ghana the first time here in the country. And I mean, it was such a joyful moment for all of us. So if they are probing or they want to probe, everything is there, the documentations are there. Is it that, or is it for this reason that a whole flag bearer and former president even hasn't congratulated our, at least, is it for this reason?
He hasn't?
He hasn't.
We have.
No, I'm talking about Jim.
We have.
No, we. You are saying we.
If
That's all
he has done that, it means we have. But he has done that.
He has
Even
done that.
Our
And so
General
why-
Secretary has done
Oh,
it.
please, I'm talking about GM. So
I said he has
so
done
the pointers.
it. And I'm even telling you the people who have also done
the
it.
facilities, the spendings are there. You know, I didn't even hear of their press conference that they did, that they congratulated the athletes, our sportsmen and women, but making an allegation. You were a member, a ranking member of Youth and Sports Committee. You are a ranking member, so you are privy to all the information there. You could probe further, even there at the committee level. If you think you are not satisfied with certain conditions
But
or certain
he's not
issues,
making allegations. He's calling for a probe. He's calling for a probe. He says that it has. We need to look into it further to see where all the monies actually went to. That's what he's saying.
well, for probe, all of us agree. But I'm saying that as the ranking member for youth and sports, you have everything at your disposal. You could verify, you could go to the places to confirm and see whether indeed the monies allocated were spent or not. So that is where I'm coming from. You know, Ghana have done so well. We need to appreciate our sportsmen and women. For so long a time, the focus has been on football.
Yes.
Other disciplines are not being heard of. Thankfully, we have a game that came, we hosted it in our own country.
Yeah.
It has really exposed the youth to other disciplines, exposed the country. Now, investors will be coming in, partnerships, youth development. I'm looking at international relations, the social cohesions that still exists with other countries. So that is what I'm looking at, the positives of this event. So if they are calling for probe, no problem. But the point is, he as a ranking member of the same committee has everything at his disposal.
Okay.
So they have to do the needful. We are all watching. And I believe the minister has also explained the spendings are there on the public domain. We can verify, we can confirm. That is where we talk about accountability. You know, so not just for political gimmicks, just to say that government has spent this amount of money, we are in hardship, but a government that really takes care. The youth development is very key in his vision, and that is what the president has done. When NDC left power, you left about 3 astroturfs. But for now, how many astroturfs do we even have in this country? About 150. We are talking about sports development. Let's encourage the youth. And that is what the focus of this government.
All right. Okay.
To make sure that youth development is secured. So that we can excel, not just football, but we can venture into other disciplines.
Okay.
So if they need it, we are in support. But the needful is there. The documentations are there
Okay.
for everybody to peruse.
All right. Fantastic.